Welcome back to the Who-kah art therapy session number 11. It might be 12. I gotta keep better track, I admit. But today we're just gonna set aside some time just to be creative. That's all. So today we're gonna go in with the paper mache. Should have got the big bottles, but I got 3 of these. You can put some Elmer's or some school glue, cheapest stuff you can find, yada yada. And all I'm going to do is empty it all out. Now the ratio is 60% paste to 40% water. So to keep things fresh, what I've got going on is a cup of hot water here, and I got a tea kettle with some hot water just in case to add on. And we're going to get the most out of these. We're going to let these drain because we want all that smoke out of there. And then once we get this all up in here, we'll take a look in our tub and see what we got going on. So this is, again, making something out of nothing. And a bit of retrograde energy, which is recycling, really. It's really about recycling the old. So this is a good ritual. This is a good way of doing something as well. I used to be one of the best in hide and seek. I always found out who it was. I always found out where they were. So now that our hands are messy, you got to make sure you're prepared for this. So, got more napkins, got more paper kind of material. What we're going to do is put the water in there and mix it around. And then we're just going to go right in. Now, I want to use a lot of the softer ones, brown paper bags, the napkins, anything thin like receipts. Just gonna tear all that up, put it in here, and we're gonna mix it around. I'll show you what I'm doing up in here. All I'm doing is just mixing it around. So I get this kind of pasty looking stuff, all right? Take some of this hot water, pour it in these jars real quick and get as much of them out. Get as much of this glue out as I can. And I'm gonna let it sit for a hot second, but I'm gonna start putting stuff in there that's gonna start soaking it up. Like I don't wanna waste none of it, so even these thin ones, I'm gonna start liking these because I wanna saturate the paper, you know what I'm saying? We're doing, no, we're cooking, of course, but we're cooking something different. This is a do-it-yourself fairy home. Now, you could use it for a great many things. If you're a spiritualist, you got that. If you have kids, you got that. If you just like being creative and seeing how it is, or if you just want to join in with your own creativity, really, it's up to you. But the last couple of videos I already did the base of how I was going to have it laid out. Scotch taped it. Now that it's secure, we're going to start really reinforcing what's on here with paper mache, and that's just simply laying all this wet glue basically onto the house like this, and we're going to build almost like a drywall. And it doesn't matter if it's drippy. You kind of want that so your box gets nice and wet, right? And And then we're going to add on. Now, there's a few key points to take with you. When you have things like little holes and spaces, that's where you really want the really thin and sensitive pieces of paper, etc., etc. And I'm just going to keep layering it and layering it with paper, because what I'm going to do afterwards is either paint over it with acrylic, but I'm definitely going to draw over it. So we're just going to get all this into one happy home. And you want to make sure you have a little bit extra just in case. So I'm working off of 3 small bottles of the Elmer's glue. So it costs you about $3 at the dollar store. And I'm letting this drip in there. Yeah, it is a cardboard box, pretty much. All I did was tape it up and design it. All these are just cut out pieces, masking tape, spaghetti box. If your first time in, I did a little bit different than this time, because I want to make this a functional, interactive kind of piece for my altar space. I want it to be able to hold all my crystals, my incense, my candles. I want it to be that kind of place where my crystals recharge. So even in the hole in the chimney at the top, it's got a hole that I can drop pennies to into the jar and take the roof off if I gotta get to the jar. You know what I mean? So we're doing a little bit of innovating out of here. And right now we're just solidifying the top with this paper mache. So let me get some heavier stuff. Usually it's like, the best stuff you can use is newspaper. That newspaper really does it. But the brown paper, like this from Chick-fil-A, you see, you know what I'm saying? But this is all gonna bond together to give it strength now, on top of what I already did with the tape. And it's gonna give me something to paint on later on. A nice canvas to paint on. And you really just gotta be mindful of the drip, because it's everywhere. So you get your bunch of little pieces. Let me see. Yeah, especially the napkins. Like napkins are really good too, because half the time you can just put them on top of what's already wet, and it's just going to soak in. All you gotta do is move it around a little bit. But you want it to be tight. You want it to cling. And then here's where you can smooth it out and start making even more designs if you're into it. So that's all that needs to be done for this part of the fairy home once you get. And I'm going ahead of myself really, because I don't have the bottom, I don't have the downstairs completely figured out. But that's what the fun is. You'll figure it out as you go, and you surprise yourself in the end. And so here we go. And now it's starting to look more cohesive. And even a little bit later, I might go add a few things. Yeah, just like that. Welcome in, welcome in. And this is a good time to get those bubbles out too. You'll get bubbles under there. You want it to be smooth and as tangible later on, so your paint goes on. But this gives really, you know, a good kind of texture. This will look maybe more like a tree after I'm done. You know, I could do vines out of all these little wrinkles in there on top of the house. So even things that look like a mistake are definitely not. You just trust the process. All right, let's get some more. Let's get some on the side of the house. I got enough. I could do the back side. See? Sticks right to it. And I'm only doing this part because I want it to drip back into into the pot, I want to save as much as I can. Plus the cleanup is a lot easier because my goodness. Nah, that's not good. Let's get Subway on there because it's thicker. And I've been finding this stuff everywhere. I haven't had to pay for anything but the glue. And even bits of cardboard, if they're skinny enough, are good. You can add a bit of a little bit more texture to it. Like this is what I'm going to plan to do later, is put pieces like this on here like shingles, individually going across afterwards, you know. And another good thing to have with you if you do have it is a heater, because it'll dry this up or take it outside in the sun. I'm going to let that chill because it's everywhere, my God. So if you got any questions, you can ask them now. Like I said, hoping more than anything inspires you to just get in your creative groove. So what I'm going to do is, because we got glue everywhere, we are making a mess. Yes, we are. It's no different from when I was a kid, damn it. But it all came out. Then I'll put some paper bags underneath to soak up all that good stuff, so they'll be nice and ready to go. Gotta have more tissues. Get that out of the way. Hopefully that's circular. And I'm going to try to keep it as big as it is. I'm not going to tear this to small pieces. So I'm going to start to layer this bad boy. Really give it the smoke. And voila. So as you're doing what you're doing, sit in silence if you can, in stillness. Because that's really the message of this lesson tonight, is the listening. Because art is a conversation. It's a conversation. piece missing. Now when you get to a space where you got little holes, you get little pieces and just mush them up. Mush them up really good. And they fit into everything. So there we go. It's always pretty much on the top. Got glue everywhere. And this is a good way to clean up your mess. Just use the project itself. It's not like it's not going to get it in the end, you know what I'm saying? So let's take a look here. So let's get the pot out the way. I went ahead, cut some. But they got these little wood joints that I found. And for the grass and layout, I got all this Spanish moss from off the trees the other day. Not to mention a couple of shells. Here's the jar, firm as can be. So what we're gonna do with the rest of this, I guess, is design the interior, start working on the living room. Just so we don't let any of this good stuff go to waste. We can start to build that foundation on the inside and really fuse the walls together with the floor. Let's get you out there for 1 second. Not somewhere you're gonna burn up. No siree. But want you to dry on top of that. Keep the work on the work, you know what I'm saying? And yes, a sponge and a brush can help very much if you're too squeamish for the hands-on. Now when this stuff cools, it gets real sticky. Real sticky. So I'm going to swish it around with some of this good stuff just to keep it nice and jolly. But just get some hot water, a cup of hot water with you. And just add a couple of drops. And get back to it. You got a whole bunch in there, it's easier to drape it. Yeah, just squish it all in there. Let it bleed out. And really make sure it gets in those little crevices. How's everybody doing? Goodness. Really made a mess. I'm glad I did it though. Let's get some of this thicker paper in there. Cause I got a lot. It's soupy up in here. Super soupy. And we're gonna have to throw the heat on it. Everybody's quiet again. Even though I said do things quietly. I did. Bad boy on stilts. Wall all the way around. You don't have to worry about the windows and shit like that. Just gonna poke through it. Just tear off the residual. Be good. And if you got thinner walls like this is thin, you might want to wrap it a few times just to build it up, make it really sturdy. Go in there and wrap it tight. especially here at the joints. Make it really small and gooey in between all of these cracks. And then you put your larger coat right on top of that. And just keep building the integrity. And now that it's starting to dry, we can really make it stick in its final form. See, it's kind of gimpy. For that, we'll use some of this thicker paper. To the front we go. Now again, I'm really going after these cracks first, getting it mushy and putting it in there. And these are usually the ones you find on the bottom of your pot after you've put a couple in there. Add a couple more because we got a lot of extra, which is great. Yeah, we're getting there. Now these aren't as squishy as the rest. I'm just going to lay them on the floor and just stick them. That's what I need for the door. Some napkins. How perfect is that? That old notes on astrology. There we go. So now all that information is embedded into the home. All right. We're almost there. And then we'll move to the next one. I had to keep it to myself until it was just about done. Because some parts of the process ain't for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Some of that is just for me. This shit gonna take forever if I leave it like it is. Oops. Here we go. Put a couple more pieces in here. Let it just soak up the goodness. Thank you very much. Yeah, look at this shit stuck to the bottom. I can stir it around. Got the bag left. Wow, yeah, got plenty. So what does abundance mean to you again? Really want a firm foundation here in the front. So I'm putting a lot of extra layer on top. And all this shit on the floor I can use too. I don't be wasting nothing if I don't have to. Right there in the front. And on the inside, it's pretty much the same deal. I'm just gonna put bigger chunks on the top of it now. And then we're gonna move to that one in the background. Just to give this a chance to settle out. Soak some more in. And we'll figure out what we're gonna do with these pieces of wood as well. We got these nice pieces of wood. that we can add to it somehow. But let me put the heat to this. The heat to this. I hope it reaches. Okay, that's cool. There we go. So we're just going to let the fan hit it. Figuratively speaking. Yeah, my goodness. Alright. Now let's have a gander because I believe I did plug that in. Yep, I did. So here's the house. So we might fill a little bit more in as we go. Let's move about. Yep, it'd be a hot mess. But just for a moment. What we have here is a hot glue gun mission that started last night. And I think I just tangled that up even worse. But anyway, we're using seashells. We're going to do it. And again, haven't spent a dime on any of this stuff. These wood boards come right out of the dumpster at the construction sites. They're usually already pre-cut half the time. You only have to trim a little bit off. But the texture is bananas with acrylic. I'll say that much. And they got other kinds of wood in there. I mean, honestly, the only thing I paid for was the paint. If you get this for like $1 anywhere, dollar store or some shit, you might not get that wide selection. But even if you go to Walmart, you still get a couple good dollar ones with different colors. Oh my God, I'm reptilian. Peeling all over the place. But yeah, we're gonna let this dry off on top. Let that dry off right there. Can't stop messing with it. So yeah, that's what it's looking like. Now you can see how it's starting to come together now and everything's, you know, a little bit more cohesive. Wait till we get the paint and all that other good stuff on there. We're gonna turn that bad boy out. So I decided this feather is gonna go here. Let me untap this because this is irking my soul. Finally. So we're gonna give it a little pluck. All the good stuff. And then I'm gonna just let it go right in there. And I was opposed to it at first because I'm still painting, but I want to see what it does with the colors, especially since it's all white. What you see right up there, I'm right about there. Ow, that's hot, damn it. Now I have a reason to get the small ones. Ooh, that's dirty already. That's all right. Let's do it. Here we go. I say some of those smaller ones for the face. Burnt my shit. Alright. And we are out of ammo. So the Who-kah. So that's how it looks up front. Going down into the face. Find yourself in a space of being creative, or just taking a moment to reflect, or simply enjoy the moment. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off until tomorrow. Let all this good stuff dry for you, and then we'll dive back in. Please leave any comments or questions in the comment section. Any suggestions, things of that nature. Things that you would like to see more of as far as art. I was thinking of getting back into getting some clay. I haven't done a clay model in a while. It's really good for these, look at this. Talking about shedding skin. Sounds like a ritual in itself. Just pulling that stuff off, huh? But I digress. Everybody out there, you'll have a safe holiday adventure. And I'll see y'all next time. Wholeness and love.